Hello everyone. Let's listen to 3 disturbing true last day of school horror stories. These tales will take you to the edge of your seat, revealing the dark secrets that lurk in the shadows of seemingly ordinary schools. Prepare yourselves for a journey into the unknown, where the line between reality and nightmare blurs. Story 1. Whispers in the Basement, a last day of school nightmare. In the quaint town of Brooksville, where tales of the eerie and unknown echoed through the streets, the final day of school was meant to be a joyous occasion, heralding the arrival of summer's warmth and freedom. The air was filled with excitement, and the students were eager to embrace the adventures that awaited them. Yet, for a trio of adventurous teenagers, this day would unravel into a harrowing tale, etched in the annals of their memories. They had always been curious about the old, abandoned basement beneath their school, a place shrouded in mystery and whispered rumors.
What do you think we'll find down here? Maybe some hidden treasure or old school records?
Mark flashed her a grin, though his own uncertainty lingered just beneath the surface. The thrill of the unknown was intoxicating, but the fear of what they might uncover was equally palpable.
Only one way to find out. Let's go.
As they ventured deeper into the murky depths, strange symbols adorned the walls, their meaning lost to the passage of time. The air grew colder, and an eerie silence enveloped them. The air grew heavy with anticipation, thick with the weight of secrets long buried. Every step they took seemed to echo louder, as if the walls themselves were whispering their presence. A sudden movement caught Sarah's attention, her flashlight illuminating a fleeting figure lurking in the shadows. Her heart raced as she tried to make sense of what she had seen.
Did you see that? It looked like someone was watching us.
Mark nodded, his pulse quickening with a surge of adrenaline. The fear was real, but so was the determination to uncover the truth.
Let's keep moving. We can't stop now.
Their path seemed to twist and turn, the corridor shifting like a maze designed to ensnare the unwary. The deeper they went, the more disoriented they became. Shadows danced at the edges of their vision, whispers echoing through the darkness, each step leading them further into the unknown. The sense of being watched grew stronger with every passing moment. Hours slipped by unnoticed as they wandered the labyrinthine passages, their hope dwindling with each passing moment. The realization that they might never find their way out began to set in. Exhausted and disoriented, they sank to the cold ground, their minds consumed by a suffocating despair. The weight of their decision to explore the basement now felt like a heavy burden. But just when all seemed lost, a faint glimmer of light pierced the shadows, guiding them toward a distant exit. It was as if a guardian angel had come to their rescue. With trembling limbs and hearts heavy with relief, they stumbled into the daylight, the echoes of their ordeal fading into the recesses of memory. The nightmare was over, but the scars would remain. As they looked back at the sealed door, now nothing more than a silent sentinel guarding the secrets of the basement, they knew they had survived a nightmare that would haunt them for years to come. The basement would forever be a place of fear and mystery. Story 2. The Forbidden Invocation, a last day of school's dark legacy. In the heart of a bustling suburban town, where the whispers of forgotten tales mingled with the everyday chatter of its inhabitants, the final day of school dawned with a sense of liberation and anticipation. The students were eager to leave behind the confines of the classroom and embrace the freedom of summer. Little did they know, for a trio of adventurous students, this day would unfurl into a nightmare beyond their wildest imaginations. They had discovered an ancient tome hidden in the school's library, filled with cryptic incantations and forbidden knowledge.
Think of the stories we could tell. This could be our greatest adventure yet. I'm not sure about this. It feels wrong.
Come on, Sarah, where's your sense of adventure? This is our chance to make history.
With a mixture of trepidation and determination, they gathered in the empty gymnasium as the clock crept closer to midnight, the air thick with anticipation and an unspoken dread. The ancient tome lay open before them, its pages filled with arcane symbols. Ignoring the knot of apprehension tightening in their chests, they recited the incantation written in the ancient tome, their voices merging into a whispered invocation that echoed through the silent expanse. The words felt heavy on their tongues, as if they were invoking something far beyond their understanding. As the final words hung in the air, a palpable tension seized the room, the atmosphere crackling with unseen energy. The students exchanged nervous glances, unsure of what they had just unleashed. For a fleeting moment, all was still, the silence pregnant with an ominous foreboding. Then the temperature dropped, and a chill ran down their spines. Then, as if summoned from the depths of the abyss itself, shadowy forms coalesced from the darkness, their ethereal shapes shifting and undulating like wisps of smoke in the night. The students' eyes widened in horror as the apparitions took form. Panic seized the students as they realized the gravity of their folly, the air thick with the taste of fear and regret. They had awakened something ancient and malevolent. With a cacophony of unearthly wails, the shadowy apparitions descended upon them, their twisted forms reaching out with clawed hands that grasped hungrily for purchase. The students screamed and tried to flee, but the shadows were relentless. Jason, Sarah, and Mia scrambled to escape, their cries piercing the silence as they were dragged one by one into the depths of the school. The shadows seemed to consume them, pulling them into the darkness. The echoes of their terror reverberated through the halls, mingling with the whispered echoes of a curse that lingered long after their screams had faded into the night. The gymnasium was left in eerie silence, the shadows retreating into the corners. The next morning, as the sun cast its golden light over the tranquil town, a sense of unease settled over the school like a shroud. The students who had witnessed the events of the previous night were left in a state of shock. Students whispered in hushed tones, casting fearful glances at the gymnasium where the forbidden ritual had unfolded. The once lively school was now filled with an air of dread. But as they ventured inside, their hearts heavy with trepidation, all they found were crimson stains marring the polished floor, a stark reminder of the horrors that had transpired in the dead of night. The gymnasium had become a place of fear and mystery. From that day forward, the gymnasium stood as a solemn testament to the folly of those who dared to tamper with forces beyond their comprehension. The students avoided the gymnasium, and the story of the forbidden invocation became a cautionary tale. And though the students tried to bury the memory of that harrowing night, the whispers of the curse that haunted the halls would linger for generations to come. The gymnasium remained a place of fear, its dark legacy etched into the school's history. Story 3: The Endless Spiral, Trapped in the Echoes of Time. In the serene suburb of Greenfield, where the whispers of history danced on the breeze and the laughter of children filled the air, the final day of school dawned with the promise of summertime adventures. The students were eager to leave behind their studies and embrace the freedom of the season. Little did they know, for a group of students, this day would mark the beginning of an unimaginable ordeal. They had always been fascinated by the old clock tower that stood at the edge of the school grounds, a relic of a bygone era.
We've been here before. I recognize this place.
But how can that be? We just got here.
Owen shook his head, his voice tinged with disbelief. The realization that they were trapped in a time loop began to dawn on them.
It's like we're stuck in a loop. We're reliving the same day over and over again.
As the gravity of their situation settled over them like a suffocating blanket, they realized they were trapped in a never-ending cycle, doomed to relive the same day ad infinitum. The sense of hopelessness was overwhelming. Driven by desperation, they scoured the school for answers, searching every nook and cranny for a clue to their plight. They hoped to find a way to break the cycle and escape their temporal prison, but each discovery led them back to the same inexorable conclusion. They were caught in a labyrinth of time with no apparent means of escape. The clock tower seemed to mock them with its relentless ticking. Days turned into weeks, and still they remained ensnared in the relentless march of repetition. The monotony of their existence began to take its toll on their spirits. With each iteration, their spirits waned, their resolve tested by the ceaseless monotony of their existence. The once vibrant students were now shadows of their former selves. It was during one such repetition that they stumbled upon a hidden chamber concealed beneath the school's foundation, its walls adorned with esoteric symbols and enigmatic glyphs. The discovery filled them with a mix of hope and dread. With a sense of trepidation, they deciphered the cryptic script, their hearts heavy with dread as the truth unfolded before them. The symbols told a story of a curse placed upon the school by a vengeful spirit. They had become unwitting participants in a macabre experiment, orchestrated by a vengeful former teacher driven mad by grievances real or imagined. The teacher's spirit had trapped them in the time loop as a form of twisted retribution. Their torment was his twisted retribution, a punishment without end for sins they could not fathom. The realization that they were at the mercy of a malevolent spirit was terrifying. With this revelation weighing heavily upon them, they realized the futility of their struggle. The spirit's power was too great, and their attempts to break free seemed hopeless. Trapped in a maze of their own making, they were powerless to break free from the clutches of their captor. The sense of despair was overwhelming. As the days stretched into months, their spirits waned, their hope fading like a waning crescent moon. The once vibrant students were now mere shadows of their former selves, and then, one by one, they began to vanish into the ether, leaving behind naught but a hollow emptiness that echoed through the halls. The school was left in eerie silence, the students' presence now a distant memory.